It's always one step forward, two steps back for the thousands of Israelis hoping for a hostage deal with Hamas.
Every morning, wake up with a hope and going to sleep in a great disappointment.
With Hamas agreeing to compromise on certain aspects of the hostage deal, and an Israeli negotiating team preparing to visit Cairo and Doha this week, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu announced that he was standing firm on his side of the negotiations. In a statement on Sunday night, he reiterated his non-negotiable demands for a hostage ceasefire deal. They include Israel returning to battle once the truce is over, a ban on weapons smuggling across the Gaza-Egypt border, a prohibition on terrorists returning to northern Gaza, and maximising the number of living hostages returning from the Gaza Strip. The statement from Netanyahu also notes that this was agreed to by US President Joe Biden in his initial proposal designed to end the war. This comes after Hamas said on Sunday that it was willing to drop one of its key demands in negotiations, namely a complete end in the war with the return of some of the hostages, both dead and alive. The terror group claims that Israel is yet to respond to the latest amendments, but it is believed that it will receive a response this week during a summit in Doha with representatives from the US, Qatar, Egypt, and Israel. Netanyahu's statement was criticised by Israeli officials, who were quoted in Israeli media as saying that the Prime Minister is intentionally trying to drag out negotiations until his highly anticipated US Congress speech towards the end of the month and the Knesset recess, so that he can keep his government, whose hardline members may resign in protest if a deal is agreed. But this will they, won't they feels like Groundhog Day for families of the hostages.
We've been in situations like this before where there were talks for a deal that is already coming to be made, and eventually it was not, and it is a great disappointment. So even the optimistic wind that's blowing right now, we try to avoid these two and keep realistic.
The Prime Minister's statement came on the 9th anniversary of the October 7th massacre, marking 9 months of horror for those who were abducted and for their families who are waiting to see their loved ones again.